All right, let's dive into two of the biggest names in iOS dependency management, Carthage and CocoaPods. But look, this isn't going to be just another which tool is better video. We're going way deeper. We're going to explore the totally different philosophies that drive these tools and what that means for you as a developer.
You know, when it comes right down to it, the choice between these two really boils down to this one question. When you're building your app, what do you value more? Do you want maximum automation, where things just kind of work? Or do you want to keep your hands on the wheel with maximum control? Keep that question in your head because everything we're about to talk about really flows from that idea.
So let's kick things off with the champion of control, Carthage. Its whole reason for existence is built on this really minimalist philosophy. It's this belief that a dependency manager should be super powerful, sure, but it shouldn't get in your way.
So what is Carthage exactly? Well, the key words here are lightweight and, this is the big one, non-intrusive. The goal isn't to take over your project and rearrange everything. Nope. Its job is to help you manage your libraries and then, just as importantly, to get out of your way.
And if you want to understand the soul of Carthage, it's right here in this one phrase: do less, give developers more control. Seriously, this isn't just some catchy slogan. It's the guiding principle that informs every single design decision inside the tool.
Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? But how does that philosophy actually work in practice? Let's walk through the Carthage workflow, and you'll see exactly where that idea of developer control really comes to life.
The whole process is actually pretty simple and elegant. First, you just list out the libraries you need in a simple text file called a Cartfile. Then you run one command in your terminal, Carthage update. Carthage goes out, fetches those dependencies, and builds them into these nice, clean packages called frameworks. And then, and this is the most important part, it just stops. That's it. It's now up to you to physically drag those frameworks into your Xcode project. That fourth step right there, that's the philosophy in action. You're the one in control. All right, so now that we have a good feel for Carthage's hands-on, control-focused approach, let's bring in CocoaPods to see the contrast. Because this isn't just a simple feature comparison. We're talking about two completely different paths you can take when building your app.
First up, let's talk about how they actually integrate with your project. CocoaPods takes a very hands-on approach. It digs deep into your project settings, modifies them, and creates a brand new Xcode workspace for you, that .xc workspace file. From then on, you live in that workspace. Carthage, on the other hand, stays completely separate. It builds the frameworks on the outside, and you just keep working in your good old .xc project file like always. It never touches your project's internal settings.
And this really gets to the core trade-off. CocoaPods is all about automation. It's that set-it-and-forget-it magic that handles all the downloading, linking, and configuring for you. Carthage is deliberately more hands-off. It gives you that manual control over the final crucial step of integration. So the choice becomes really clear. Do you want the powerful, all-encompassing automation of CocoaPods or the direct, focused control of Carthage?
That difference in approach leads us to our final big point: transparency. Because CocoaPods does so much for you automatically, it can sometimes feel like a bit of a black box. You know, things just work until they suddenly don't, and then debugging can get really tricky. With Carthage, the whole process is crystal clear. You see the frameworks it builds, you handle those frameworks directly, and you know exactly how they're being added to your project. There's no magic, which means there are no mysteries.
So we've laid out the differences, we've seen the two philosophies side by side. Now let's talk about how you actually make a choice. Because this decision, it goes way beyond just picking a tool for your next project.
Here's the main thing to take away from all this. You're not just choosing a dependency manager. You're choosing a development philosophy. You're deciding what you value more. Is it convenience and powerful automation? Or is it transparency, simplicity, and having direct, granular control over your project structure? And why does this matter so much? Well, think about it. In job interviews, being able to talk about these trade-offs shows you have a much deeper understanding of the iOS ecosystem. When you're designing huge, scalable apps, this choice can have major consequences on your build times and overall complexity. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's also about your personal preference, finding the workflow that makes you a happier, more productive developer. Which brings us right back to that question we started with. Now that you've seen both sides of the coin, think about your own projects, your own style. What do you lean towards? What feels right for you? The powerful magic of automation or the clean simplicity of control? The choice is yours.